Here's the last 24 hours in geopolitics. Madagascar's president Andry Rajoelina reportedly fled the country on a French military aircraft after losing support from the elite Capsat unit, which joined youth-led Gen Z Madagascar protests against corruption and poverty. The demonstrations, marked by defections within the security forces and at least 22 people left deceased, escalated as soldiers urged colleagues to disobey orders and refuse to attack civilians. The Philippines accused China of deliberately ramming and damaging one of its government vessels near Thitu Island in the South China Sea, saying a Chinese coastguard ship also fired water cannons during the encounter. Beijing denied the charge, claiming the Philippine vessel ignored warnings and dangerously approached its ship, as both sides traded blame over the latest clash in the disputed Spratly Islands. US President Donald Trump said he may send long-range Tomahawk projectiles to Ukraine after speaking with President Volodymyr Zelensky, who requested stronger support for counterattacks against Russia. Moscow warned the move would mark a major escalation, with Kremlin officials saying Russia could not distinguish whether such projectiles carried nuclear warheads, while former President Medvedev cautioned the decision could end badly for everyone. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko warned that Ukraine could cease to exist as a state unless President Volodymyr Zelensky urgently enters negotiations, accusing him of blocking peace efforts. He said Russia was advancing daily and urged immediate dialogue, while criticizing Western leaders and expressing support for Donald Trump's approach to the conflict. China accused the US of double standards after President Donald Trump threatened to impose an additional 100% tariff on Chinese goods, warning it could take unspecified countermeasures if the plan proceeds. The dispute follows Beijing's new export controls on rare earths, which Trump called hostile, reviving fears of a renewed trade war and uncertainty over his planned meeting with President Xi Jinping. US President Donald Trump arrived in Egypt for a summit on Gaza's future after visiting Israel to mark a US-brokered ceasefire with Hamas. The summit in Sharm el-Sheikh, co-hosted with Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and attended by multiple world leaders, aims to coordinate Gaza's reconstruction and finalize an agreement to end the war, though Israel and Hamas were not present at the signing. Border crossings between Pakistan and Afghanistan remained closed for a second day following the worst clashes between the two countries in years, halting trade and leaving hundreds stranded as both sides traded accusations of cross-border aggression. The confrontation has deepened tensions between Islamabad and the Afghan government in Kabul, highlighting their fragile relations and growing instability along the disputed Durand Line.